Hi folks, I'm Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. Thank you for joining us here on Fox10TV.com. We are keeping an eye here on Jerry. It bubbled up into a hurricane for a short while on our Saturday, but as we look into our Sunday, it's likely to stay a tropical storm. Winds 65 miles an hour. Eventually what it's going to do is make a turn and head up towards Bermuda. Right now, hurricanes there are still keeping it as a tropical storm as it passes by Bermuda, but obviously not an issue for the U.S. A couple other areas we're watching. Another area disturbed weather. It looks like this one's going to follow right in the path there of Jerry and do a very similar kind of deal and staying away from the U.S. So not too concerned there. And then we have another one that's likely to develop coming here off the coast of Africa. Once again, most of the models curving this thing out to sea. Too early to say that for 100% certain, but all in all, right now, no immediate concerns for us. The Gulf is quiet, looking good. No worries out there. What we have been dealing with, obviously, has been heat. Now, your Saturday, you may have said, well, we got some relief on our Saturday. You know, we still got to 90 degrees on Saturday. 90. That's still 4 degrees above normal. But if you're like me, you got outside in the middle of the day just because it didn't feel as bad as it had been. But we've gotten used to extreme heat. The September temperature ranking here across, that's the Gulf Coast, and you can see a bunch of ones. It means we have had the hottest September ever recorded down here on the Gulf Coast. And unfortunately, not likely to change. We're actually going to get hotter. We're going to see the heat come back, I should say, even higher again. So what we're looking at, we've had our coolest day of the month so far has been Friday. We only topped out at 88, which is still above normal. Saturday we got to 90. I think our Sunday will get to around 90 as well. But the upper level high has been sort of trapping in the heat. We've had this feature for most of the month. It weakened a little bit, and that's why we got some days where it wasn't quite as hot. It's going to strengthen again as we go into this upcoming week. So here it is. We go into this upcoming week. Here's Monday afternoon. Look at that. Right on top of us, trapping in the heat, getting us up into the mid-90s Monday. Tuesday, trapping in the heat right on top of the Gulf Coast, keeping us in the mid-90s. And then as we get to Wednesday, it's moved a little south of us, but still it's going to be impacting us and likely still seeing mid-90s there on Wednesday. So we are going to be roasting once again. We just can't seem to shake this heat wave. #1 September temperature-wise. Here's your Sunday forecast. Temperatures be in the mid-80s there at lunchtime. It should top out right around 90. Once again, I guess enjoy this only slightly above average weather for your Sunday. Rain chances pretty much nil out there. Might see 1 or 2 coastal showers in the morning, but otherwise really quite quiet. And I'm going to go and check out the long-range forecast here and what we're going to be looking at. And you can see the temperatures just continue to be quite hot. So our Sunday, 90, but then we get right into the mid-90s for most of this week. We could certainly tie or even break some records here as we go through this upcoming work week. And then this gets maybe a little depressing, maybe one way to put it. See down here all the dates. So on the forecast here for us, all the way through the end of September, I have us in the 90s. Remember Friday, we had a high of 88. That was the only day this month where we've had a high in the 80s. Every other day has been in the 90s. And it's very possible it may be the only day in September we are in the 80s for a high. So incredibly hot. That's why I said that we are at the #1 ranking right now for September. Almost certainly we will keep that. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that once we move into October 1st, that we'll drop back down in the 80s. We'll have to wait and see. You can also notice that there's not much in the way of rain chances. Things will stay quiet on that front. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox10TV.com.